Wow.
Hey, it's been an unusual winter.
Yeah.
You know, we've had record mild temperatures in December. Now we're looking at one of the coldest Valentine's Day on record.
That's right. Here to help us through this, to discuss the topsy-turvy winter on our wallets, is our meteorologist and business analyst, Paul Walsh. Paul, happy Valentine's Day to you, man.
Same to you, my friend.
Dig the red tie. You want to start with the cold weather because you're wondering what kind of impact is this going to have? Are people out there buying as usual for Valentine's Day?
Well, you know, it's funny, Alex. Actually, we talked about this last week. The real challenge for businesses on Valentine's Day isn't so much the cold, it's snow and ice. And this year across the Northeast, it's been bitter cold, but it's been really, really well forecasted. So I think folks have been able to plan appropriately, plan creatively, and I think overall the impact on businesses won't be as bad as it might have been. Where it might have an impact would be on smaller businesses and restaurants in the big cities. But overall, I don't think it's been that big of a deal.
You know, it's funny, Paul. We were just seeing shots earlier from Reagan Medji and how it's basically a standstill right now in the Northeast. From an overall impact, how has this winter, which has been so crazy, how has it impacted the economy?
Well, you know, overall, the weather has really been a tailwind for the economy this winter, meaning it's been generally good. The fact that across the Northeast was milder than normal resulted in more people outside spending money with a little bit more money in their pocket because we haven't had to spend as much to heat our homes. In fact, the government just released their retail sales numbers for December, and they actually revised upward their estimate for holiday sales. So we actually saw a very strong holiday season, and as we move into January, that's also helping as well.
And I have a question for you. You know, you mentioned the small businesses. I'm thinking florists.
Sure.
I'm thinking restaurants. Say they don't do as well today. Do you think, is this something that they could recoup moving forward on holidays like Mother's Day?
Well, no, unfortunately, these kind of holidays are sort of, you know, a one-week event. Okay. If they don't make their numbers for this week, it really does hurt them. You know, fortunately, again, where the biggest negative impact for them is when we've got snow and ice, like during Winter Storm Pax a couple of years ago, which was called by some economists the Valentine's Day Massacre because people lost that business and they weren't able to get it back. I think this year, the fact that it's been dry for the most part for the major cities, and as I noted before, this event has been very, very well forecasted. So I think guys in particular were more forward thinking in terms of their gifts for Valentine's Day. So I think the impact will be less than it might have been had it been snowing and icing like it will be tomorrow.
Right.
I always say this about Paul, but he always makes the complex understandable. He always breaks it down for us. Paul, thanks so much for your time. Meteorologist, business analyst Paul Walsh, happy Valentine's Day. Thanks so much for joining us.